Unit 9A1 is about computer hardware. This is the physical computers and monitors and devices that we'd connect to them that a video professional would use to create video production. Most digital video editing today is done on a computer. This is an example of a tower computer. This is what a video professional is most likely to see in an editing room because a tower computer can accommodate more hard drives inside of it, larger capture devices like cards and things like that. Though more and more we're starting to see a field production done on a laptop computer such as this one. It might be the case that a student or a video professional captures and shoots video directly in the field, gets it onto a laptop, edits it quickly on the new high-resolution screens we're starting to see on some laptops, and then can export it straight back to the studio either through Wi-Fi or through a satellite uplink or something like that. Remote field production is becoming more and more normal. A computer needs to have a monitor connected to it, of course, and this LCD-based computer monitor is pretty typical. Most monitors today are widescreen to accommodate the 16:9 aspect ratio that most video is shot at, and editors want to be able to have a large monitor in order to spread out all the windows and views that they'll need to be able to work on or edit their project. In addition to a computer monitor, many professional editors also have a video monitor. A video monitor looks just like a television, except for it's intended to see video the way it will look on TV. So it might be connected to the computer, it might have a special hardware device that enables the video editor to see a live preview of what this show will look like on television when it's broadcast. That video monitor might be an NTSC monitor for people in North America or a PAL monitor for people creating PAL content. So the way that you tell the difference between a video monitor and a computer monitor is by looking at the back. A video monitor on its back should have a computer connection to connect a computer cord to, such as this RGB connection, but it should also have regular kinds of component, composite, maybe S-video, or HDMI connections to connect those kinds of consumer-style video cables to it. You may remember that some older televisions were based on CRT technology, cathode ray tube. Well, in the early days of computers, there were CRT-based computer monitors as well. So this is an example of a computer monitor that has a CRT platform. You can tell because it's not a flat screen. It's got that deep bend in the back of it to accommodate the CRT. A general practice in the video production industry is to separate video data from system data. System data is the files on the computer that make the computer work, the operating system, the applications, and things like that. Video data is the data associated with your project. It's all the video that you've captured and downloaded to the computer and the project files themselves. In order to keep those, the reason for keeping those separate is because if the computer becomes corrupted or if the hard drive dies or fails or crashes, then you want to be able to get the video data off and keep that separate from the system where the crash occurred. So for that reason, many video professionals will use an external hard drive, such as this one, to store their video files. This handy little device is used by a lot of video professionals and people all over the place. It's a small drive that you can fit in your pocket. Sometimes they're called flash drives because they store their data on flash memory. Sometimes they're called a USB drive because they're usually connected to a computer through the USB port. Sometimes called a thumb drive because you can pinch it between your thumb and forefinger when you're pulling it out. Whatever you call it, it is a handy way to carry files back and forth between computers. Many digital cameras today will record their video onto a SD card such as this one. There are various sizes of flash memory card, so maybe it'd be better to call it a flash card. This one's an SD, as I mentioned. There's also micro SD and compact flash and various forms of small flash-based memory cards. I ought to point out this one is an SDHC card, if you want to be very specific. HC stands for high capacity, and the card has to be a certain class in order to be fast enough to work with a professional video camera. Make sure when you get an SD card that it's a high enough speed SD card to work with your camera. The camera's directions will say what class of SD card is necessary to work with it. Some computers have SD card readers built into them, but I find this bridge drive to be very helpful. I shouldn't call it a bridge drive, it's technically an SD card reader. If I connect this device with an SD card inside of it to my computer via the USB port, then it shows up as a disk on my computer, and I can simply copy the files I need from the camera's memory card through this bridge drive onto my external hard drive where I'm going to edit that video.